everybody. Here I am talking to you today about hydration and how absolutely vital it is to your health. So in this series of short talks, I've been covering a number of things, and I just wanted to recap what is the basis of health. It is about being flexible, being able to switch on and off our stress response for survival. And one of the things that causes us huge amounts of stress is dehydration. Hydration really affects every cell in our body, every process in our body. We should be approximately 70% water, and many of us are not. Hello to Kate, who's just arrived, and in fact hello to everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I actually can't see all your comments, but I will respond at the end afterwards, and I look forward to reading them. So yeah, just 2% drop in hydration can cause stress in the body, and we say we're going to dehydration alert. And what happens on a cellular level is that more cholesterol is formed in the cell membrane, and that affects the electrolytes that are vital to coming in and out of the cell. So they bring sodium, calcium into the cell, and magnesium and potassium, and these move in and out throughout the day and throughout the night, and with it they bring nutrients and they clear toxins. And so you can imagine, if you've got more cholesterol in your cell membrane, this is a survival mechanism to sort of hold the water, if you like. We do need these mechanisms to be in place, because otherwise we really wouldn't survive. And so if you imagine, you've got less ability for that to happen optimally. And so what happens is then we have a buildup of toxicity in the cell, and eventually the body has a toxic overload, and we'll need to have this raising of the temperature of the body to melt that cholesterol ring and release the toxicity. So we have these amazing mechanisms in place to deal with too much toxic overload, but ideally we want to just try to stay as hydrated as possible, and then we won't need to have that process happen too often. And so water is the biggest solvent in the body. It's regarding the virus that we are encountering at the moment. We know that it's been identified as a solvent, and this is one of the reasons why we've been told to wash our hands really well with soap and water, because that is also dissolving the solvent and killing off the virus. So what better way to help the body with any viral load is to drink more water, to flush it through. And also we know that hot drinks can also kill off the virus as well. So hot water, I like to drink my water hot. It's kind of like tea without the tea. But my body accepts it in the same way. It's very soothing, very energizing, and in a way you can think of yourself a bit like a flower. You know, when you see a flower that hasn't got enough water in the vase or in nature, it wilts. And we literally do the same. You know, our energy flags. We might be sluggish. We might have other symptoms like headaches. We might not sleep so well. Our digestion might not be so good. Our elimination might not be so good, and that's because water affects every process. So, you know, I've just mentioned them: digestion, assimilation, elimination, absorption. Body temperature is regulated by water in the body. So you can see it affects absolutely everything. And so it is really, really vital. And we don't want to be adding more stressors right now. And dehydration is a stress, as I've said. So there are a couple of practical things you can do to tell whether you're dehydrated, apart from these other symptoms. You can do like a little pinch test on your skin. So it should just pinch up and then drop back very nicely, very quickly. If it sort of stays up and peaked, you know that this spring in your skin is not optimal, and that is a sign of dehydration. Also, you could look at the colour of your urine. If it's clear, then you're nicely hydrated. If it's darker in colour, then likely you're dehydrated. That's not to be confused with if you are taking a multi with some B vitamins in it. That can make your urine very bright yellow, and that's a different sort of yellow to a sort of dehydrated concentrated urine colour. I do think it's a good idea to check in on these practical things, because you know, they're much easier to you can really understand your body in so much with so much clarity. So what else did I want to say about water? Oh yes. So how should we drink it? Many people think it's really good idea just to have a bottle next to you or a glass next to you and just sip throughout the day, but actually that is not a really good way to drink. The body has a mechanism for homeostasis, and so we don't want our potassium or sodium levels to go outside of the normal range, or really that will cause huge problems to our bodies. So by sipping, we kind of get ourselves nearer and nearer to the levels of the range, and so our body can really get into trouble of understanding, you know, am I thirsty? Do I need more water? How can am I diluting those vital electrolytes too much? So the best way to drink water is in bulk. A little bit like eating. You don't want to be eating all the time. You just want to be eating 2 or 3 times a day. The same with water. You really only want to be drinking, ideally, about 4 times a day. But that depends on your exercise, your activity, the temperature, and so many other factors. But as a rule of thumb, if you stick with 4 drinks a day, first thing in the morning, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and mid-evening. So that's in between your meals, so it doesn't affect your digestive enzymes. And you can drink a pint at a time, so you're going to easily get your 2 litres a day. Regarding how much, I mean, that is again a little bit of a rule of thumb, 2 litres a day, but again, it really depends on so many factors, whether you're a man or a woman, a child, what country you live in, what's your body weight. And again, another good rule of thumb would be for individuals to look at your body weight and then divide that by 0.033, and then you'll get a rough amount of litres that you should spread throughout the day, every day. So say, for example, a 60 kilogram person, that would equate to around 2 litres. Most people think it's that they're drinking a lot because they're drinking lots of teas or they're drinking water in squash and what have you. That actually does make it in the body as if it's a food. So we want to be drinking water alone, on its own. And if you are drinking teas, juices, coffees, whatever it is, then make that as part of your meal time within the 60 minutes, say, of eating. And that way you can enjoy a postprandial coffee or whatever. Not all water is equal. So any water is better than no water. Of course, we need water, but there are gold standards. I prefer, because it's so vital, to drink the best water I can find. And I, over the years, have looked into all sorts of different water filters. And personally, I've chosen the Nikken Mag waterfall for my family, and it's the one that I recommend to all my clients and to anybody who would like to have that information. I will post the link below. The difference between that and other water filters is it not only takes out all the nasties, but it also puts in the very things that we need water to be. We need it to be structured, we need it to be living, we need it to be alkaline, we need it to be clean, and just like nature would give us through a mountain stream, say, for example. And this is the nearest thing that I've come across that replicates the natural cycle of water in nature. So do let me know if you want any more information about that. I'll take a little sip of it now. It's delicious. It's really delicious. It's creamy, clean, lovely. Mm. Regarding the Mag water, we've written a blog, 17 good reasons to drink it. I mean, there are so many good reasons, and again, I can post the link to that so you can read up a little more. So really and truly, that's water covered. Can't stress enough, it is one of the most important, if not the most important things to get right for your health, for being able to have energy. In fact, it supports even things like your joints, every part of your body. So I'm labouring the point, but I'm labouring it for a reason, because it is so important. So anyway, tomorrow I invite you to join me to hear all about sleep and your circadian rhythm, and how important that is for your health, and particularly at this time, support your immune system. I'll be back to the usual time of 12:15, and I look forward to seeing you then. Do please continue to share and invite other people to join and listen to these information videos. It's been lovely to see how the community is building, and I'm delighted to be sharing this with you. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.